Halo Infinite delayed to 2021. Imagine my shock. Hey guys, PapaxDoom here. So, news. Halo Infinite is being delayed to 2021. I've seen this coming a mile away, to be honest. I mean, based on the July showcase, the gameplay, that was really bad. I mean, I would say it is totally bad for me. I don't know about you guys. I did not like the reveal. Anything part of the reveal was not something I actually enjoyed, at least when it comes to Halo. And the game was totally rough. I mean, if you guys look at it, I can actually point out a few clips in the video. Now this clip that I actually got it from the 4K stream, or I mean the 4K video on YouTube. This is the visual pop-in I'm talking about. Watch as he closes the tac map. Watch what happens. See those pop-ins? See those pop-ins? And right now, just watch the building right in front of you. Wait for it to actually appear. Right there. See that? This is not what Halo Infinite was supposed to be. If this is what I get for 60, then I guess I would rather wait for the game to be delayed rather than actually having a broken mess like this. Also, the shield region effect. Look how dated it looks. It doesn't even look like a final product of a game. It looks really like even Halo Combat Evolved had a better particle effect than this shield region effect. And this is what I'm talking about. Now, we all know for the fact that 343 actually was going through development hell when it comes to Halo Infinite, because A, they were developing a new engine completely from scratch. That is something that they've never done before. Point number two, they've been trying to experiment with, next-gen features like ray tracing, faster loading times. You also have to make sure your engine is capable of that. Like, there are so many examples where you can take an old game and try to use mods or cheats to fast travel to a certain location of the map before anything in the map is loaded and watch the game crash. Such situations like this are quite evident that, the engine was not optimized for faster loading times or anything that you can actually do more than ordinary, or anything more than what the engine is actually designed for. I mean, we've all seen this coming. 343 started off on a rough note, like after Halo 5. Halo Infinite was something huge for the studio to take up, something really challenging. Not to mention for the fact that they were also optimizing and pushing it for next gen while keeping in mind that they have to support for the previous gen as well. So having these, trying to develop something between, something which is 8 years old, console or hardware which is 8 years old, which is Xbox, the base Xbox One, and for the Series X is something that nobody ever did. It was only existing in the PC market, and we all know with the recent launch of Horizon Zero Dawn, we all know how rough it is to actually have it, to actually develop and scale something from the latest hardware all the way to something which is 8 years old or even beyond. You actually, can see the difference there. Point number three, with a lot of senior staff, a lot of people who actually shared a certain amount or a certain kind of vision for Halo Infinite left, like creative directors, art directors, game directors, music directors. Like, if all the senior people who actually have a cohesive vision leave the studio, it's obviously going to be really hard to maintain that vision and still stay on the same path to give you the kind of Halo that we all are expecting. So that was the point number three challenge. And point number four, going back to the fact that trying to develop between the latest console and the next gen console, they were targeting 120 frames a second. They were targeting ray tracing. They were targeting that the loading times is also good on Xbox One and Xbox One X, not just the Series X. I mean, Series X has the SSD, but the Xbox, the present gen consoles do not have the same kind of hardware, or the same kind of SSDs like the Series X. So they have to come up with a common solution, or some kind of solution where the game that runs on Xbox One X is optimized for Xbox One X, and the game running on Series X, is optimized for Series X. So that was another challenge. And then on top of it, 120 frames. Like, okay, 120 frames in Series X. Like, if 4K 60 looked so rough, imagine how can you actually deliver and scale the game in such a way that you're gonna get 120 frames a second in multiplayer? Which means you're gonna, you have to drop the resolution. That's the only way you can push 120 frames. And when you drop, resolution, is the game's look gonna be the same? How are you gonna maintain the visual fidelity of the game while, delivering faster frames per second? So there was so many challenges for 343 to get, to even begin with. And Microsoft hyping this up was almost like what Sony did with No Man's Sky. I mean, the game scope was maybe this much, and Sony kept hyping it for like it's the biggest game of the year, or like a space game that nobody has ever seen before. So partially, I would blame Microsoft for this whole fiasco of Halo Infinite, and and the road leading up to the showcase. And finally, when the gameplay was actually showcased, a lot of people were pissed off because Microsoft kept pushing it. They kept marketing, they kept hyping it. Instead, they should have actually stayed and communicated with 343. Asked them that, okay, how's the development going? Okay, you guys are going through development hell. You know what? Maybe we'll wait until the reveal of Halo Infinite. We can push it maybe for like a year, and then wait and see how things work. But no, they had to actually keep pushing it. Now that's not something you actually do. And then when you market the game, and now when you delay it, so following by the market, by the dumbass reveal, and then finally, when it comes to delay, you're just hurting your freaking brand. Now, a lot of people, loyal Halo fans, including me, will still wait for a good Halo game. But you can't keep delaying it again and again. And you gotta make sure that the studio under your brand, is actually having the kind of resources to give the kind of product that you are trying to market. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to actually expect from Halo Infinite being delayed. I don't know whether it's going to be good, whether it's bad. This was a quick video. I know I didn't do a lot of editing, nothing at all, just a quick touch-ups here and there. This was something I really wanted to express to you guys. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. PapaxDoom, signing out.